Hey, welcome back to Steve Reads a Comic. I'm Sean. What's up, Steve?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Rob?
Hello.
Gang's all here. It's September 13th, 2023. We're here to spoil all your favorite and least favorite shows, movies, comic books, video games, whatever. Any big news this week? You know what? Let's get right into Ahsoka. Did everybody watch Ahsoka episode 5?
I remember to watch it at night. Yeah,
No.
I
I
did.
remembered after Steve sent that text. And it's, what's funny is earlier in the day, I was telling Maggie yesterday, I said to her, I'm excited that they're releasing it at night at 9 o'clock. It's kind of cool. It reminds me when I used to watch Game of Thrones. 9
Yeah.
o'clock rolls around. I'm sitting there playing Starfield. 10 o'clock, I get a message from Steve. He's like, Ahsoka. And I'm like, oh, shit. Completely forgot about Ahsoka.
Yeah, I watched it right at 8, it's 8 Central Time.
I watched a little bit. I just happened to remember it was on because I was looking for something to watch.
I was
Forgot
excited
about it. And I was too, even though I didn't really have a reason to be. And so, yeah, so the cliffhanger last week is Ahsoka falls into some type of coma, sleep, whatever, and wakes up and de-aged Hayden Christensen is talking to her. So we know that he was going to be in this episode. And let me say some positive things first before I get into it. Positive, I thought it was cool to see clone troopers, actual practical clone troopers. I don't think we've ever seen clone troopers that weren't CGI.
CGI.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. I hated, so the episode starts. I mean, they did the recap, but the actual episode proper starts. And what does it start on? Showing the map broken in half. I'm like, this fucking map is the bane of my goddamn existence. Stop with this fucking map. Oh my God.
They did the close up of it too. It was like
it was just
in.
like, Jesus, what is, again, this is the description I made for an episode we did. This show was written by horny cartographers. They are horny for Harrison Dula, and they love maps. That's it. Like, it's all Harrison Dula butt shots.
Butt shot again. I'm like, I'm trying not to stare at her butt, but they're just panning in on it, man.
And that map, the way he burned it with the lightsaber, it was like a perfect slice down the middle. I'm like, no, it should have been like all melted, and
it should have been cored like an apple.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what is going on? I was like, they better not rebuild this motherfucker. they didn't, but
right.
Yeah, you know,
they looked like it for a second that they might do that.
On the positive of the show, they did not rebuild the map.
Oh boy! The positive for me was seeing the Anakin and Darth Vader go in and out.
That was neat.
I thought that
I
was
wanted
really
him to just
cool.
be Darth Vader, though. I was waiting for that, and instead it just flashed in and out, and I was disappointed. I was like, come on!
I did enjoy. I enjoyed the glimpses. I did.
We got Vader and Obi-Wan, so I was all right.
I know, but even so, here's my issue with this episode. This was just essentially a goddamn dream sequence. That's all it was. It didn't move anything forward. Didn't move her character forward. It didn't. Nothing happened. They fought for. Is basically her, like, her imagination fighting her imagination. So the fight wasn't anything. It was cool to watch, but it meant nothing. Like, it meant nothing.
Okay. But she did come out of it a little more cheery, like kind of like the old Ahsoka. You know what I mean?
A little bit, yeah.
That's it. But was there any deeper meaning to that whole sequence that I was missing? Because
it was all fan service.
All I came out of that sequence was, it's not cool to murder. It's okay. It's okay not to murder.
Sometimes you got to fight, Steve.
It's okay not to murder. That's what I got out of that. Because Ahsoka is like, yeah, I'm not going to kill. I'm like, okay, good job. Wasting my motherfucking time.
So, here's the thing. Here's a twist for you guys, though. Every week I look at the Star Wars social media, Facebook, Instagram, and I look at comments. Typically, like with Book of Boba Fett, a lot of people in the comments complaining because Book of Boba Fett sucked, right? Apparently, we're in the minority from what I can tell. People love this show. In the comments, unless there's somebody curating these comments, and I don't get it because they're like, this is great. I'm like, but nothing's happened. We're 5 episodes in. They're just now Ahsoka's going to go to where Ezra is. That's it. Like, nothing of import has happened. Like, nothing of import has happened in this whole 5 episodes.
Dude, I texted you after the episode. I'm like, dude, I'm barely hanging on.
Well-
Like, I'm about to not watch next week's episode because at this point, I'd rather just watch Chopper drive around in circles, mumbling to himself. It's like
I need
I
more
don't-
Chopper.
I mean, they got the kid in there again, and he's like, they're like, they're telling Carson or whatever his name is, he has force powers. He's like, okay, they're like, yeah, I guess I don't know what this kid's doing here. It's retarded.
Who sent that meme about he like Luke Skywalker's our only chance left? Oh wait a minute, Princess Leia's left. Oh wait a minute. Bail Jaren's left. Oh, wait a minute. Ahsoka's left. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait, yeah. Jason the kid.
Now Jason's there. I was like,
right.
Sabine is our hope now. You know, it's like, okay.
There's Jedi everywhere.
Well, here's the problem I have with the show. I loved Rebels, okay? They should have just if you didn't watch Rebels, you get the finger. You know what I mean? If you're a Star Wars fan, quit trying to appeal to the masses. Give me the continuation of Rebels. You know what I'm saying? Right. They're trying to set it up and tell the story so that people that have no idea about Rebels will watch it. That's why I don't like it. I already know about Rebels. Just keep going with that. You know what I mean? And if somebody is not filled in, they can fucking Google it. You know what I'm saying? That's where I think they've gone wrong. They're trying to appeal to everybody. And that's just, I don't like it. And, plus, like Steve said, 5 episodes in, and we've gone nowhere.
I don't mind the recap because I didn't even remember what the ghosts looked like. I forgot that Ahsoka left with Sabine at the last episode.
You don't have to know what the ghosts look like, though.
Dude, I mean, if I'm saying I'm a Star Wars Rebels fan, I should know what the fucking ghost looks like, you know? So there's a lot of stuff I had forgotten about Rebels that, you know, that I have got through certain context. But
that's fine.
Clues.
You can look it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And if you don't want to look it up, don't look it up. Be lost. I don't give a shit. But
sidebar, I've come to the conclusion with this Carson Teva character, I don't fucking like this guy. I don't think the actor's a very good actor.
Who's that?
He's a fucking cop.
He's the X-Wing pilot.
Oh.
And that's showing up. He's like the fucking he's like the Agent Coulson, but not likable, basically, of this Filoni verse, where he just shows up in everybody's fucking series, but he's a fucking cop. I fucking can't stand him. Like, he's annoying as shit. He's a cop. He's a fucking cop. He's just always policing shit. Like, I fucking hate this character. When they showed all the exploding ships, I was like, I remember the week before, I was like, please, Carson, please kill Carson. Please. Of course not. Of course they didn't kill Carson. I fucking hate this guy. He's a fucking cop. He looks like a cop. He's a fucking cop. I hate this fucking dude.
I'd rather see that than Jason, dude. I'll take him any day.
I'll take Jason over him.
Dude, she flies and she's like, don't go too far. We don't know anything about this planet. Stay with Chopper. And then 5 minutes later, she just abandons with Chopper. I'm like, okay, so you checked out what? 34 square feet of this planet before you left them?
Dude, I thought the same thing.
Check out the map room. We got to check the map room. That's it. We're good.
I thought the same thing.
Don't check the bushes. Don't check the bushes over there.
We got the map.
I thought the same thing when she's like, "Oh, stay with Chopper," you know, and he's hiding behind Chopper. Then a minute later, she's like, "All right, you two stay here by yourselves. I'm going to go into outer space now." What? Why bring him on the ship? Why wouldn't you bring him on the ship? That makes zero fuck. You don't even know who's there on the planet at that point. Like you've explored 35 square feet, and you're just like, you stay here, you'll be fine. Why? That made no sense.
I have no idea what's going on in this show. Like, why they're choosing to go the way they are. But apparently, you're saying everybody loves it, so I guess it's doing something right. But
dude, Star Wars fans they're talking about this is real Star Wars. Filoni this. I love, and I do like Filoni. Like, I'm not shitting on Filoni, but I think this show is incredibly decompressed.
Yeah,
seriously,
they should have started it.
I mean,
They should have started it literally. They could have started it with Baylan Skoll breaking that chick out, breaking Elsbeth out, and then they could already have the map. He could have been like, me and the albino chick, we already got the map. Let's go. You know, we didn't need 4 episodes about the fucking map. We don't need to know how we got the map or where the map was. None of that. That's all incidental. It doesn't fucking matter. It could have started with a prison break, and now they're shooting off to go get Thrawn. And now it's a chase. Now it's, you know what I mean? And they could have figured out some other way for Ahsoka, you know, in the Purgle or whatever. You know, they could have figured out an alternative method for them to get there, basically.
Oh my God, the Purgles. Oh my, that went on way too long. I was like, let's get this going. What is this? This is so, he said albino chick. and I'm laughing not more because I don't know her name.
I don't know her name.
And the reference albino chick.
Sato.
I don't know.
I have no. Sure, it could be Sato.
I don't even hang young.
You know, I don't even know
the robot. What's the robot's name?
Hai
Yang or Hu Yang? Hu Yang.
Hu Yang. That's.
I like the robot. I love David Tennant.
I do like the robot.
What was he doing? Like he's sitting there. I told him to stay together, and like she's scanning for life forms, talking to Jason. Like I know the robot can hear him. He's like, no, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let him keep scanning around.
He was busy emoting the way droids are wont to do.
Right. It's the first
I do like
droid
when he's like, "Can you train me?" No.
Yeah,
that was no.
Can you show me this? No.
That was pretty good.
Can you help me build a lightsaber? No. Or do you know how to build a lightsaber? Yes. Can you help me build one? No.
All right. So, what did you guys take out of that whole scene with Anakin and Ahsoka? What did you guys take away?
My takeaway was, let's bring back Anakin, and everybody's like, yay! That's my takeaway. We get a cameo. That's it. That's the takeaway.
No, you don't understand. They spent 30 minutes on that. There must be a takeaway.
That is a takeaway. There is no takeaway. In my mind, there's like the dude is dead. We don't like this is a dream sequence. This is one of my most frustrating things with Sopranos. Sopranos had a lot of dream sequences, and I was sitting there thinking about when are dream sequences necessary or when do they work? The only thing I could think of is like the Nightmare on Elm Street series, where it's based on dreams, and then like the Final Destination movies where they would have those premonitions of their deaths beforehand, and that would be the thing that would happen basically, but they would kind of show it to you via dream sequence, but it made sense. Whereas most dream sequences, no purpose, no fucking, they don't move any, they're a waste of fucking time.
Dallas.
Just like real dreams.
When they brought whatever that main character was back and it was all a dream. That's it. That was like 1979 when that happened.
I hate when they do that shit.
I got to tell you guys this. I read a article about dreaming, and you know how like when you move in your sleep, everybody thinks you're moving from your dream, but they've actually done research now where you're you know when you twitch or your leg moves or something, that it's actually the opposite. They're finding out, they think there's a study on it that like, so your leg moves, it's actually your brain like testing your body, and then it functions it into a dream. So like when you're like your hand moves or something, it's actually your brain testing your body to make sure it works. And then you dream that so that it can process what happened or something. It's crazy. It's like the opposite. So, like, you know how you got to learn to walk. You know, you're a baby, you got to learn to walk. So, your body has to, it's like resetting and making sure everything works when you're in REM sleep. It's pretty crazy. I wish I would have saved the article.
Well, I wish my brain would stop dreaming about diarrhea then. I'm tired of waking up covered in shit every night.
Kristen's brain tests the fuck out of her because she'll wake up and just be spasming, hitting me in the face and shit. Like,
but the only so that could all very well be true, but there are dreams where like you know, like where you're falling and you kind of like try to catch yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know that the catching myself came first. You know? Like I don't agree with that.
Every time it happens with me, I'm perpetually falling. Like I can never
I
land.
hate that.
I'm just always just floating until I wake up.
Anyway, sorry about that.
Yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, what was the point of that?
Dream sequence.
Absolutely nothing.
The fact that basically the Anakin Ahsoka scene was just an extended dream sequence. It was all fan service, but without any plot or character purpose. I guess it was supposed to develop her character in some way, maybe give her some closure, but that it didn't.
Right.
I didn't see that.
That's what I was saying. From what he was saying to her, it did, like you got to want to live or something. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, I never got the feeling that she was trying to kill herself or didn't want to live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got, she always fought. So that's what I didn't understand. I didn't understand what he was telling her and what he was showing her, what that had to do with,
right.
I got the outcome. She seems more energized and, whatever, but I didn't understand how it got there. You know what I'm saying?
There's a disconnect between what happened and now
maybe I need
for whatever reason.
Maybe I need to read somebody that knows a lot and can figure that shit out.
No, I just think it wasn't conveyed well.
It's what Rob said. Whatever she took from it, it worked because she was more peppy afterwards and everything and more full of life. But I'd like the audience to know what that was too. I'd like to understand what she went through.
Well, I guess that was they said it was the Siege of Mandalore, but I didn't think Anakin was there, but so I'm really confused.
She said it was after his time. It was after they had split.
Okay.
Yeah, they said that.
Well, that makes sense. That's why I was really confused. I was like, why is he here?
It's like Sean said, it's just fan service that we get to see young.
Why was she young? Why was she young?
So we could see young Ahsoka.
But
that's it.
I get the first sequence.
By the way, do you know that actor was? She played young Gamora.
Yeah, she was in Barbie.
Apparently, she was. I don't know who she was in Barbie.
She's the main girl, the teenage angst girl or whatever.
She is?
Really? That's what I thought.
She seemed a lot taller. I just watched Barbie like 3 times yesterday because Matt, we got it on Vudu now, and Maggie just kept playing it over and over. And man, the more I watch it, I'm just like, dude, I'm just Ken is the centerpiece of that movie. And it's hilarious because the whole message is we don't need Ken, and yet somehow you come away from that movie and you're just like, Ken, I'm Ken enough. Got that Kenergy.
That was a message that I got. Like I understood that movie. I got what they were trying to say.
Dude, that Barbie movie is so funny though, and I love Alan, Michael Cera character so much. Such a fun movie.
I'm never getting out of here.
I like,
dude. Did you see Ahsoka? She started off with her hands down, and then she went to arms crossed.
Yes, the kid version. You know what, dude? I'm sitting there talking to myself, which I often do, and I'm watching it, and like when they showed the kid, I was like, oh, it's kid Ahsoka now. Like when they pan around to the front, I'm like, cross your arms, and literally she was like, I was like, oh my god, and it was like she was taking stage direction from me. I'm like, are you shit? Did she? And then in my mind, I'm like, did she cross her arms all the time on the show and I just never noticed?
I didn't remember.
It's the only thing I could figure. Yeah. It never stood out though. Like if she did do that, I don't remember it. It's not, I feel like she had other characteristics that I noticed more. So maybe I didn't notice the crossed arms so much. She must have done that, right?
I guess.
I don't remember it standing out either. I never noticed like she always crossed her arms.
Because she had personality.
Until this series.
Right. Yeah, right.
Hey, maybe everyone likes it so much because they've watched Rebels 1,000 times and understand everything.
Well, I've watched Rebels
but no, it's not even that. I don't think there's a lot to understand. There's nothing happening. There's barely any momentum. I feel like next week we might get
You keep saying that
episode. No, I haven't been saying that. My fear for this week was it was going to be a dream sequence, and it fucking was. I'm saying next week though is I have genuine like, okay, something has to happen now, right? She's going to get there. Watch it be a half hour of her traveling with the whales. And I'm like,
yeah, it's the Jonah episode.
Yeah, right. the whole episode's inside the belly of a whale.
We get the origin of the Purrgil is the next episode. You're gonna find me fucking hanging from my ceiling fan, just spinning around.
What's gonna happen is this shit's gonna end on a fucking cliffhanger. So they set up the movie, so everybody will want to see the movie. And the sad part is, this movie ain't even in production yet because of the fucking writer's strike. So it's gonna be like 4 years before we get this goddamn movie. And I'm not gonna remember what happened, and I won't want to rewatch it probably. So, this is gonna be horrible.
I'm definitely not like it's not the worst. I was talking to Logan today. He's not been watching it, but I was telling him, I was like, dude, Boba Fett's still by far the worst. Just because they're not trashing the character. Like, they haven't drastically changed Ahsoka. She is, more monotone and everything, but like, Boba Fett literally decided to start. He was like, I'm going to become, a crime lord. And we're like, yeah. And he's like, I'm a crime lord who doesn't do violence or crime. And you're like, wait, what's happening now? I thought it was going to be like Boba Fett meets Tony Soprano. And instead it's like Boba Fett meets fucking Bob Hope or something. It's like, what is happening? Why isn't he doing violence to people? It was so terrible. So it's not egregious in that regard. It's just boring. There's nothing happening. It's fucking boring.
Yeah, I mean, you guys sound more enthused than I am because I'm losing it, man. I don't think I can take much more of this. It's like you said. It's
you'll watch it next
boring.
week.
Oh, of course I'm gonna watch it, but it's just it's dumb. It's not good.
They did the same thing with Obi-Wan. It was so slow, and
Obi-Wan was terrible.
He was on a planet.
I keep forgetting about Obi-Wan. Dude, they did that whole series, and
he was good.
No one even talks about Obi-Wan because
right.
It was so much nothing that we had Darth Vader and Obi-Wan in a show, and no one talks about it. There's no memes. There's nothing.
There's not going to be any memes for this either.
If it's written right, like Andor wasn't fast paced by any means, but it was very interesting. You know what I mean? It was. They did.
It was.
Andor there was a couple episodes of Andor I was like, oh. But
I was in every episode.
It was
on
good.
Andor.
Yeah, same here.
And it was slow as fuck. Let's be honest. I
didn't think it was slow as fuck. I just think that it didn't have a lot of action. I thought the character writing was so good that it didn't feel slow. But I don't need action. Like, they're doing action. They're giving us action for sure, but it doesn't matter. There's never. It's the most low stakes shit. Yeah, she's fighting Anakin in a dream. So who fucking cares?
Yeah, and they're retconning the powers of where she can touch something and feel it. Didn't Rey do that or something? Or
I don't know. There's always power creep. I'm kind of used to that when it comes to this stuff, but it's more just there's the central thrust of the story, which is supposedly about Thrawn and Ezra and where they are. We got 3 episodes left, and we're like, I feel like we've made like 1 inch of progress towards that.
I'm looking at my hot toys over here, and I got an Ahsoka hot toy, and I got her in this awesome lightsaber pose. I'm thinking about just getting rid of the freaking lightsabers, putting her arms crossed. I mean, like, that's a more accurate portrayal.
Yeah. That's Ahsoka. Time to cross my arms.
I'm losing it, guys. I'm losing it. I've lost interest in this show, dude.
It sucks. Like I said, it's not offensive to me. Like, you're clearly.
I'm getting offended. I'm not. It's like not totally offensive to me yet, but I think a lot of you said a lot of people like this, and I remember a lot of people not liking Andor. And I'm like, what are you not? What are you not seeing in this? Yeah, they're like Blandor is what they would call it. I remember.
Oh my God, this is bland. This is bland as fuck.
Yeah. And I mean, I did like the lightsaber battle with Anakin. She did a couple cool moves.
Yeah, it was good choreography, but when the battle is for nothing, it diminishes it.
Mm-hmm.
It diminishes the battle. They're fighting for no reason.
One thing I did like is they showed him with the short hair, like in Clone Wars.
Yeah,
and I think it made him look a little bit like in Clone Wars. I thought that was cool. That was a nice little. I was like, I wish he would have looked like that and happy. Maybe I would have liked Anakin a little more, like in Clone Wars. Anakin's cool as crap in Clone Wars.
I did get a couple feels.
I can't believe they made him likable.
I got a couple feels when they were together. It was good to see them together again.
I
not-
didn't, 'cause
not
it was
a-
a dream. It to me, it wasn't real. It wasn't real. It didn't matter.
It was real to her.
but
Damn
but it wasn't. It doesn't matter.
It still
Like,
it still brought me back to the times when I first, really enjoyed Clone Wars.
Yeah.
All I
wish
could
that-
think was like, when is this going to end? No, there's no stakes in this lightsaber duel. What happens if he kills her in her brain? Is it like the Matrix? Does she die?
Yeah.
Like what does it matter? What does any of this matter?
When they pulled her out of the water, I'm like, you're not even gonna cough up any water. Like I watched Obi-Wan have to use one of those breathers when he was swimming in Naboo. I'm like, you've been under the water the whole time. You're not even coughing or nothing. Whatever.
So
And
I had an excuse for that because I was like, what? And then I was like, well, she's Togrutan. We don't really know her physiology. She's not human. So
Well,
who
she
knows?
has to have a mask in space.
Yeah.
So I assume
I
she
don't know,
had
but
to.
maybe water is different. I don't know.
All right, I'll go with it. What? That's
I don't.
minor complaint. Minor complaint. It's just
Dude,
something
when they took off her her little headdress and she woke up and it just went from like orange to white, I'm like, oh, please put her headdress back on. That looks so unfinished. That looks so weird. Like it literally looked like two different spray paints next to each other.
I was digging it. It was all white, and then her outfit was all white, and they had the scene from the cockpit with her and Hung Yang or who's it? What's it?
Well, it was so weird to see her head go from just orange to white though, like without that little.
Yeah, it was weird, but
thing.
I actually liked it.
I did not. I did not. It was weird. It was just weird.
So a bunch of glowing recommendations from us then, huh?
Yeah. Like, please let me write Star Wars. Please let me help you. I could help you guys so much if you just let me.
Dude, I know you're a much better writer than I am, and even I was like, damn, I could write something better than this.
I don't get it. I don't know what's happening. It's disappointing. All right, so I saw a teaser trailer. I hate this. I hate the world. I saw a teaser trailer for a trailer. That's the dumbest thing. It's the dumbest sentence I've ever said, possibly. But the fact that they have trailers for trailers now is insane.
Oh, they do that all the time. They're like,
I know, but
3,
I
2,
hate it.
1.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm talking about the trailer comes out Thursday, so it's like a little snippet of a trailer. It's a trailer for a trailer, and then you're right too. Then at the beginning of the trailer, they'll play a little bit of the trailer before the trailer. Like, just play the trailer. Show me the fucking trailer. I don't need a trailer for the trailer. I don't need a commercial for the trailer. The trailer is the commercial. What has happened? America has gone. We've gone astray. So anyway, I saw a teaser trailer for a trailer that comes out tomorrow for the new Aquaman movie. And he's wearing his orange and green, and I'm just like, wow, that looks so stupid.
Wow.
And he's fighting in the water. And again, it's like, wow, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. I can't wait to watch the full trailer. So we got that to look forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I'm excited. Can't wait. It can't be any worse than the first one. Can it? It's like that.
Can.
It's like that Padme meme. Can it?
Right. I think. Yeah, I don't know, but so yeah, we have that to look forward to, the big Aquaman trailer, which I'm excited about because I do. One of the things I love doing is hating on things. It is fun for me, and it's America, and I can do that.
I already forgot it was coming out tomorrow, and you just told me.
Yeah, I had no idea,
and I don't care.
When's
it in theaters? Is it still December?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out when the trailer drops. Maybe they'll have a trailer for the reveal date trailer.
This is the one movie that it'd be better if the writers were on strike.
You know what's sad is I'll probably go see it around the holidays if it's.
Hell yeah, I'll go with you.
God damn it. I don't know. I feel like it's been a slow week. There's a couple other things I wanted to touch on. I forgot to write them down, and now I have forgotten what those things. Oh, actually, so kind of related to Ahsoka is I was just asking myself after watching episode 5 of Ahsoka, because there was a point in our lives where we thought Star Wars was done, right? Post Jedi. We just thought it was done. And then in the 90s, we started getting some books. We started getting video games. And we thought, or I thought anyway, that was just how Star Wars was going to be. There, we weren't going to get any more movies. That we were just going to get all this other media, and that was going to be it. And then all of a sudden, they announced Phantom Menace. It was like, whoa, we're getting new Star Wars by George Lucas, right? And then we were all disappointed by that whole trilogy that we've kind of grown to appreciate after Kathleen Kennedy. So basically, my roundabout way of asking is, should we just let these franchises die? Like, should the Matrix have ended with Revolutions? And then that's it. Okay, but should Firefly be done? Firefly Serenity. Do you want more Firefly? Do you want another show? Do you want another movie? Or should you just appreciate what you have?
We all know the answer to this. Yes, if it's done good. Like, if you do it awesome, then yes, I'd love more. If you shit out Matrix Resurrections, even though I have the hot toy of Neo coming in the mail right now, but that's beside the point. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see another Firefly movie, man, or a season. I mean,
how would you feel about a Firefly reboot, whole new cast?
I mean, that's
another way franchises live on.
Yeah, I'd rather see them old. They still look great, most of them. I know.
Okay, how about
Ron
this?
Glass is dead, but
how about this though? How about a new Firefly, but it's like Star Trek: The Next Generation, where you still have the older, you still have Malcolm Reynolds and Kaylee and everybody's still alive and they're at their current ages, and now you have a new young crew aboard this Firefly vessel.
How
would you feel about that?
I want anything related to Firefly.
Okay.
Just bring me that property. And I wanted Ahsoka too. I really wanted. I couldn't wait for Ahsoka, So, I mean, it all depends on who's behind it, who's behind the wheel.
What about Rob? Should Star Wars, should we just let it go? Or do we want more Star Wars?
I don't know. Star Trek's doing a great job. Star Trek's like got it going on, man. They're keeping it fresh and like bringing back old shit.
But that's a really low bar because it's never been a quality show.
That's been great.
If you have a quality franchise,
I think the quality's. I think obviously the TV show back in the 60s, you've come a long way. But they're keeping it fresh, man. They're doing a great job. So I mean, it can be done. I mean, and they got like 4 properties going on. They got Lower Decks. They got Strange New Worlds. They got Discovery's going to end. It'll be the last season, and they just finished Picard, which is done because, goddamn, he's so old. So that's ended. But man, they do a good job of intermingling things and keeping it fresh.
So I think that's one of the problems with Star Wars is everything ties into the Skywalkers at some point, and I think that's really dumb. Like, they should have let that end with Luke. Yeah. If they weren't going to incorporate the original
cast all together
Trinity, of Luke, Han, and Leia properly into the sequels, then I feel like they should have just set the sequels either 500 years later or 500 years before Phantom Menace or something. But stop with, we don't need the Skywalker bloodline to propel Star Wars. To me, it's about more than that, as Andor has shown, as The Mandalorian has shown. The better shows, like Mandalorian had, they did dabble in Skywalker stuff a little bit, but for the most part, it was a fresh character with his own story that was not attached to Skywalker until the end of season 2, basically. And then Andor, same thing, like, very closely tied into A New Hope, but none of these characters have anything to do with the Skywalker lineage. And I think that's for the better.
Okay. So if somebody came to you and said, hey, you're writing the sequels and it's got to be about Skywalker, are you letting it die? Or are you going to do your version of Skywalker?
So the sequels to what? Like, are you talking about sequels to the last trilogy, to the episode?
Yeah, the sequels to Star Wars,
to episode 9. So if I'm writing episode 10, is what you're saying?
No, if you're writing, episode 7 is what I meant.
Oh, well, I sent you my pitch for that, where
I know, but I'm saying you should let it die. So even if you're at the helm, you'd let it die.
Well, in my pitch,
because he incorporated the Skywalkers.
I incorporated them.
Job.
Which gets to my point of, we all want more if it's done right. We don't want it to ever die if we have it done right.
But no, but I I had Luke killed off because I wanted to establish the villain as being so powerful that he could kill what we thought was the most powerful Jedi. So I thought that was a good character to have killed in that, as opposed to Han Solo, who's just a smuggler and a deadbeat dad. So like my whole point of killing off Luke, Leia can still be a general. But it was still a handing. If I had to incorporate, that's a story I would have gone with, just to see those three characters together again, because that was the other thing is I had a scene where they were together before the shit hit the fan and they all had to start fighting and stuff, and we lost Luke. But we had that cool scene where Leia displays her force powers and stuff, but we still had that younger generation. So I could go either way with it. I could have, if they came to me and said, you have to kill these people off, I'd be like, cool. They say, we don't want Skywalker stuff. I'd be like, even better, actually. I would have rather the sequels had nothing to do with the Skywalkers, that story just ended. And especially it'd be different if it was like 1989 and they're like, hey, we want a new Star Wars movie. It's like, well, let's do a sequel because those people are still young and still look like we remember them looking, you know? We don't need geriatric Luke and Leia and Han. We just don't. I mean, I could go either way on it depending on when the movie's made. So speaking now, since, Princess Leia has passed on, Carrie Fisher, rest in peace. And we saw the last Indiana Jones movie. So we don't need those characters. We just don't. We can have a whole new threat. We can have whole new heroes. They can reference those characters. They can reference the Great Rebellion and whatever, but we don't need everything to be Skywalker related. It just doesn't need to go from there. I feel like that story should have ended with George Lucas. When, like George Lucas told his Skywalker story, and that's it. Let those characters be George Lucas's, basically.
That's good. I mean, it sounds great. But when I saw Luke in Mandalorian, I was like, I would love to see more Luke.
Now I didn't, because I thought then in Boba Fett when he showed up, I was like, I don't want to see more Luke. It was cool when he showed up for the cameo in Mandalorian season 2. In Boba Fett, I was like, oh, this is too much Luke now. You're ruining Luke. We need that mystique.
Well, right, because they did it shitty.
Right. But it also was just overuse. Mark Hamill isn't, he doesn't look like that anymore. You're getting the CGI and stuff. Like Mandalorian season 2, I was stunned they pulled it off. And then, like I said, in Boba Fett, they did not pull it. I do not want to see any more Luke Skywalker. I just don't. I don't think it's necessary. The cameo in Mandalorian was enough. That should have been the absolute cap.
You can do it off screen. They did it. They just referenced Senator Organa in Ahsoka this
right. That's what I mean. You can reference these characters.
Reference it. Just
but
you
again,
don't have to.
We don't need everything to be set in this time period in this vast universe that covers thousands and thousands of years. We don't need everything to be set around the same 8 years.
I don't understand why they to me a Jedi Order go 1,000 years before the Skywalker trilogy. That's so easy to do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It is.
I
had a Sith army. You had a Sith army back then. It wasn't just there's only two. You have so much stuff you can do with that.
I thought they were talking about doing that. Knights of the Old Republic.
They've been talking about it for 10 years, man.
Yeah.
So, they're doing books. They're doing video games. I haven't seen anything definitive as far as a movie goes. Hopefully they do. I would love to see that. That would be great. I swear to God, if somebody says Skywalker, I will burn the movie theater down. I will burn down the motherfucking movie theater.
I say, yeah. I mean, in retrоспect,
it's
after what we saw, we're like,
great grandfather.
Right.
It's like
we don't need that.
Come on.
Hey, Rob, it's like Cleon in Foundation.
Yeah.
The Cleonic dynasty or whatever.
Have you been watching that?
I haven't watched the last.
Are you caught up?
Yet. Pretty much. I haven't lost the last episode.
It's getting kooky now, baby. Woo.
Yeah. But the only thing they could do is let's say they do a prequel trilogy set 1,000, 5,000, whatever years. Maybe at the very end, mention Skywalker. That's the only acceptable part, though. But if it's about a Skywalker, I swear to God, I will flip every table. I will fucking I don't know. I will end Lucasfilm.
No, you won't. You'll keep watching. You will
Shut
keep
up.
watching.
Yeah,
You know
I
you
think
will.
know
Know your limitations, son.
You've already admitted. You're like, I don't care what they put out there. If it's Star Wars, I'm going to
Shut
see
up.
it.
Just shut up. Shut up.
Why don't you
Nuh-uh.
hold true to your
What could
convictions
they
for
do,
once?
Sean? What could they do to like totally? I don't think they could do anything. I think they keep putting shit out. I still go.
I don't know what it takes. I'm like a battered housewife. I don't learn my lesson. I keep coming back. I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, dot the other I. I don't give a shit.
Man.
Wait, what if
Whatever.
what if it was a Ray series?
What about a race? I'd watch it. I'd
I,
fucking watch it.
I know, man. I would
I'd watch
too.
it.
I
Like,
just if
I
it's
don't hate. It's not that I hate Ray. I just hate that they made a character that had no room for character development. Like that's such a stupid thing to do for a hero. Like you just completely ended the idea of a hero's journey.
who's your
Such a stupid thing.
Who's your most hated thing in Star Wars? Like, what do you least like?
the
I
guy
least like the
Tara
the way
Vovin.
they treated my boy Boba Fett.
Oh,
What they
okay.
did to Boba. I loved Boba Fett so much.
Right?
And then that's what they did to him.
Like, just
God damn.
just go back to that time in Mandalorian when you first see him come back and he's using whatever knee rockets or whatever he was using.
Yeah, that was
Like,
so
remember
great.
just go back to the time. Remember how excited you were, man.
I
Like,
was. And
that's
then
what-
they announced Book of Boba Fett. And I was like, oh my God, they're going to do like a Godfather / Sopranos version of Boba Fett. Instead, they did Power Rangers Boba Fett. I'm like, what? What? Why? Why? You had such a great opportunity in front of you, and then you did this? This is what you chose to do?
This is why writers are so important and why they're striking.
Well, here's the thing, too, though. It's more about who approves the scripts. And that's why I'm always shitting on Kathleen Kennedy. Because a lot of this comes down to her. Who knows what other stories were pitched? Or if there were other stories pitched. And if they don't get the approval, she might shut down great stories for all we know. I don't know. Like we don't get to see that behind the scenes. So
Whatever happened to who played Boba Fett? Boba Fett. Jesus.
he was Boba Fett.
Yeah,
That's true.
Boba Fett's like left right hand woman.
Oh, Fennec Shand.
Yeah, I like her, and they totally like just made her like a servant of his. Like develop her.
Well,
character.
she did all the real work. She did
That's
all
what
like
I'm
the
saying.
bounty hunt and shit. She did all the action scenes. It was just like, what is happening?
Oh, that's right. She was doing all the battles and fighting and stuff.
Yeah, she was like his assassin. And Boba Fett, meanwhile, was just like sitting on ass.
Yeah, she's like, let's go
getting
get him, man.
Crawling
He's like,
in and out of back to tanks. Like, what the fuck?
oh my God, that's all I remember from that show. It's like, dude, he's in the back
Like,
tank
if I see
dreaming
Tamira
again.
Morrison in his fucking underwear one more goddamn time, like, God damn it.
No matter what podcast we do, it always comes back to this. Like the listeners, like, would you shut the fuck up?
They just call this Steve Watches Star Wars.
So,
is the podcast name.
What are you watching, Sean? Are you still playing the video game? You're not watching a lot of TV?
I've been playing Starfield. I've been playing a little bit of Diablo 4.
Watching
Starfield's. I don't think I've been watching. I've
That's
watched
what I
Barbie
figured.
100 times.
So that's it. No series.
I don't think nothing comes. I started watching The Expanse.
How far
Didn't
you
get
got?
to. I think I'm on the second episode. And then it's solid. It's fine.
Did you ever finish Battlestar Galactica, the reboot?
Oh no, that I lost interest in.
Is
that.
The Expanse
that's
the
really
one with the mooners and they have like atrophy from low gravity and stuff?
Yeah.
Does it begin like that? Okay, that's
Yeah. Started watching that and it's fine. It hasn't like sucked me. It's not bad or anything. I'm not shitting on it. I finished Godfather 2.
nice.
That's very
that was good. Solid. And I feel like does every Godfather movie just end with Al Pacino killing everyone? Is that
Yeah.
is that
Yes.
the end of every
Yeah.
yeah.
Where eventually it just hits a point, he's like, everybody gotta die. Like he doesn't care who it is, they gotta go.
oh, you're gonna hate the third one.
I want here's the thing. I haven't watched the third one for a couple of reasons. One, the only version of that's available is the new Coda, the Death of Michael Corleone version. And I kind of want to see the original before I watch the newly edited version.
I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, so because
I
I
watched
read
it on TNT.
it's on, but the original Godfather 3, I think you could only get it on disc now. I don't think it's streaming anywhere. Coda's available on like Paramount Plus and stuff. But I kind of want to see the original take on it first. I'll see why everybody hated it. See if Coda actually improves on it.
I didn't hate it.
But people seem to really shit on 3.
No, I love the third one.
Yeah, I thought it
not
was
as
cool.
much as the other 2, but
right. Yeah,
but it's in there with me. What about you, Rob? You been watching anything besides Love Boat?
Oh man, I am Love Boat out.
How many seasons are there of that?
I've been watching Foundation and Murders in the Building. I like that show.
I still
haven't caught up with that.
I still have 0 episodes on that one. I've got to start watching that.
Keith checked out. He got me watching it, and then he checked out the second season.
I've watched the first few episodes of season 3. It hasn't been very strong.
Yeah,
so I'm not far into it.
It's okay. It's good. It's entertaining. I like Martin Short and Steve Martin.
Is it stronger than Ahsoka?
I really do like those two.
Huh?
What's that?
Is it stronger than Ahsoka?
Yes.
Yeah. I watched Mandy. I might make you guys watch Mandy one day.
Mandy.
It's a Nicolas Cage movie.
How's that song go, Barry?
Anybody watch the Vampire Renfield?
No, I have not watched.
I saw that's on one of the streaming services.
Oh, I rewatched. Mandy made me go down like a Nicolas Cage rabbit hole. So then I rewatched Bringing Out the Dead, kind of a lesser known Martin Scorsese movie that's actually really good. Where he's an ambulance driver, dealing with the stress of being an ambulance or being an EMT or whatever, and he's using his great performances. Just really really cool flick. I don't know if you remember that movie, Steve, but we watched it.
I remember
back when it came out in the 90s.
Was it as good the second time? Because I remember really
it was better the second. I actually liked it better the second time. I really liked it.
I like all movies better the second time I see them because I'm like, I don't know what I was doing back then. I don't remember the fucking thing.
Aquaman? You like Aquaman better?
Well, hey, check out.
I did like it better the second time because we had Sean tied to a chair so he couldn't leave, and that was making me laugh. So yeah,
give Matrix Resurrections a second watch. See if you like it better.
I'm getting right on.
I swear to God, you might like it. I liked it so much better the second time. I really genuinely liked it better the second time.
I think I'd rather watch Reloaded again.
I'd rather watch any of the other 3.
Just rewatch Resurrection.
All right, I'll do it. Oh, we did watch Iron Man 3.
I was gonna say, where are you at on your Marvel?
Yeah, I love Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3.
That's another one that doesn't get a lot of love. I fucking love that movie.
Dude, when he says his password is War Machine Rocks, oh my God, that's so funny. Because he keeps saying, no, the Iron Patriot, it's a better name. And then they ask him for his password and he has to give it up. No, that's a good one, man. The whole twist with the what's the guy's name? The Mandarin.
Oh yeah, Guy Pearce. I don't remember his name, but
he was
Guy Pearce character.
Yeah. So that was a good twist there. That was funny. He was Trevor Slattery. He's funny.
You get to see all the different suits. That's cool.
The Mandarin. Yeah, that's what it was.
And the kid was not annoying.
Oh, the kid was great. Oh my God,
I like the kid.
Great. And Tony's just being real with the kid. It's like that would be like a normal interaction. Like
this is what I watched. I knew I watched something and I've never seen it before. Sorry to cut you off, Steve. I just got really excited.
That's all right. I'm used to
it. I don't know if you ever saw it. Came out in '88. It's called Midnight Run. Charles Grodin, Robert De Niro. Yeah. Never saw it. It's one of Kevin Smith's favorite movies, and he's talked about it. And it's on some streaming. I think it's on Netflix. I put that on. I fucking loved it. That's a really. I
remember
fun
it being funny.
It is. It's a funny movie.
Never saw it.
And it's got this. Check it out on that. If you want to watch a classic '80s movie with a classic '80s soundtrack and performances and dialogue, check this out, dude. It's really fun, well done, and the soundtrack it's funny because the soundtrack sounds just so typically '80s, and I was stunned to find out it was done by Danny Elfman. Because
nice.
It does not at all sound like Danny Elfman. I feel like this was a paycheck score for him. They were just like, oh, you did Pee-wee's Big Adventure. And he's like, yeah, they're like, do this movie. And he's like, and they're like, just do like a Lethal Weapon thing, like, but maybe with less saxophone or something. He's like, okay. And so that's what he did, basically.
So no morbid, dulcet tones then? It was completely different?
Yeah, it was completely different. Completely.
Nice.
It was, but yes, can't recommend that movie enough. I really enjoyed it. I love a good 80s flick.
I've definitely heard of that.
Stevie, you will love this movie. You will love this movie.
Really? Is there a courtroom scene?
There's no courtroom scene, but it just, even if you have never seen it, which I never had, it will still just, it'll bring you that wave of nostalgia, and you'll be like, why don't they make movies like this anymore?
You like The Good Guys, so that's kind of the same kind of thing.
Oh, The Nice Guys, yeah.
The Nice Guys, yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies.
So that's probably why you really like this.
Yeah, it's just really good character dialogue, really good characters. The scenario makes sense. It's not particularly high stakes or anything. I was talking to Maggie about Barbie. I'm like, wow, this movie has no stakes, huh? I was like, I said very low stakes. She's like, this movie has no stakes. They're trying to save Barbie Land. And they're trying to save Barbie Land from just being Kendom. Like, it's not even like, nothing's getting destroyed. The Kens are all idiots. It would take 5 minutes to take back over anyway. So it is a very no stakes movie. But it's very enjoyable, very fun movie though.
Hey, did you see that? Midge.
Oh yeah.
Does that not make you laugh?
Dude, the part that makes me laugh every time is when they're like, oh, and Alan likes to help her rub all the Ken's feet. He's like, no, I don't like that. Like that's like Michael Cera's face, his delivery, the panic in his eyes, the terror. It all comes across in that one little. He's like, no, I don't like that. Like, that's like my favorite moment in the movie. Anything with Alan almost is like my favorite. He's fucking great.
So that's your favorite movie of the year?
Oh no, it's not my favorite movie of the year. I'm glad it's a hit though. I'm curious what this will spawn, like coming out of the Marvel, the comic book. Like, are we going to see a wave of these like self-aware 80s toy property movies? Like, I don't know what comes out of this. What does this spawn? Because executives are looking at it and like, how can we do this? Well, that's what I'm hoping, but I don't want it to be so self-aware though. I don't want a self-aware He-Man movie like Barbie. I'm not.
I gotta tell you this, Sean, and the listeners. Like, Steve lifted his drink up, and that reminded me. So Sunday was the Browns game. They won. They looked good. Steve had a lot to drink, ran out of beer, was drinking Jack Daniels like the the second half of the game.
Oh shit!
So I don't know what he was asking me, but he was so fucking trashed.
What are you talking about? No,
he tried to get me to like argue with him, and I didn't do it. I got up and I was like, dude, I gotta go. I was like, it's time to leave. I'm not falling for this, Steve.
Whatever. What was I saying?
I don't remember what you were asking me. It was something about the Browns.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I'm not. I disagreed with you, and then you were like, da 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 da, and I was like, nope, I'm not. I'm just gonna walk away. I'm walking away from this one.
He loves nothing more than to argue when he's drunk over anything.
That is not true. I argue with
he's trying to start arguing now. He's not even drunk.
I only argue with absurd comments. If you tell me that something is true and it's not, then I argue. If it's an absurd
you argue about opinions
unless you've had a lot to drink.
No, man, you can't.
He's just like, no.
I should have recorded it.
This is like the Monty Python skit where he's like, yes, I'm here for an argument.
Because Sean is always telling me, just don't argue with them. Don't just let it go. And I did. And I was so proud.
You can't tell me beer is the most refreshing drink. Like, you can't say that.
Hey, man, I got kudos there. So that makes me feel good. Isn't it better if you just you don't have to engage? That's the whole thing. Just don't engage.
Well, I wasn't drinking either. Now, if I was drinking, I probably would have engaged.
Yeah, that does help. Yeah.
In Steve's defense, I would have probably engaged if I had been.
Dude, drinking. I wasn't that drunk because I remember the night. That's how I know I wasn't that drunk.
Okay. See, you just got to go, okay.
Yeah.
Don't argue with him. Just let him have it.
I wasn't.
Okay.
Don't tell me fucking beer is the best drink out there. I'd rather have that. Like, it's not happening.
So anyway,
I never said it was...
Monty Python sketch where the guy shows up to have an argument and he's
yeah.
He shows up and he hands the guy 5 pounds or whatever and he's like, yes, I'm here for an argument. He's like, okay, 5 pounds or whatever. I just gave you 5 pounds. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. Yeah. They start going back and forth. And he's like, he's like, wait, this isn't an argument. He's like, yes, it is. Like, it's so fucking brilliant. It's so fucking hilarious.
I like how Rob's getting on me when like he has 3 drinks and I'm like, dude, where are you? What happened, dude? Like he's stumbling, there's drool coming out of his mouth. I'm like, why?
Yeah,
You're talking about
all
me?
Not true.
At least I had some liquor or something.
Hey, I'm an easy drunk now, man. I remember when I was down there last year, I had like 2 beers and I was buzzed, and I don't remember the last time that happened. So because I don't drink ever, so that's kind of nice.
I don't either.
So, but yeah, I lost my
when you
tolerance.
have a sober person with someone who's been drinking, I mean that's always aggravating.
I have lost my tolerance. It used to take me about 4 beers to get a buzz going. To cut that in half is crazy. All right, so this week's comic, Daredevil, Born Again, by Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli.
1986.
Is that how you say his last name? Because you say
that's
that
how I say his last name.
I know.
I have no idea.
Okay, so we don't know the
Mazzucchelli. It's a Mazzucchelli. I just assume he's Italian. I don't actually know. Hang on, they have a pronunciation key here. Oh no, I can't make heads or tails of that. So it's Mazzucchelli.
I can't decipher the pronunciation.
I can't. There's 2. It looks like hieroglyphics. I'm like, I don't understand what that means.
It's Egyptian.
Yeah. So anyway, 1986, same year as The Dark Knight Returns. Didn't realize this. I thought this predated that, but apparently Frank Miller started on Daredevil a few years prior, and then he came back for this storyline. And the storyline is called Born Again. That is not the only religious reference in this story.
No.
Lot of religious stuff going on. I was also surprised to find a lot of this stuff was covered in season 2 or 3, maybe season 3 of Daredevil.
I think it was 3 from what I was reading.
I remember
a lot going on
with the
that
mother
was pulled from this series, and I was that, and I liked season 3 a lot, so it makes sense.
Speaking of religious iconography, remember that splash page where he's on the bed recovering and he's like in the crucifix pose,
Jesus Christ pose,
yeah, and Maggie's sitting there next to him.
So yeah, like the whole, his mom being a nun and all, like I don't know enough Daredevil to know that was pulled straight from this comic book. I did not know, but basically the gist of this comic is Karen Page, his longtime like coworker, lover, went off to seek her a career as an actor, and it dried up, and she fell on hard times and became a porn star
and a heroin
junkie
addict.
Yeah, and a junkie, and in a bid to get some more to get her horse, she sold the info that Matt Murdock is Daredevil, like sold it off, and Kingpin gets a hold of it, and Kingpin starts making his life a living hell, basically.
Oh my God, Kingpin just tears Matt apart, dude. Like gets the IRS on him, gets cops to lie about him, perjuring witnesses. Oh, dude, just completely tears this guy down and drives him crazy. Like he starts to go insane at one point.
Did he kill a guy in this?
I don't think so.
Did Daredevil kill Nuke?
Oh, he did. I think he did. They had him sprawled out on the table at the end. I think he died. I think he died. I'm not positive.
I feel like he killed Nuke.
He might have.
I'll need to clarify that.
Did they say that, Rob? Do you remember that?
I thought Captain America saved him.
No, somebody shot him.
Yeah.
Somebody shot Nuke.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was. And
I thought they tried to save him because Cap tried to, he's a fellow soldier, so.
Yeah, but Daredevil took him from Cap and then took him to the Daily Bugle.
Yeah, to save him though.
Yeah, but he had been shot by somebody else at that point, and I think he was sprawled. I think he was dead at the end.
I don't know if he was dead.
I'm looking at the military shot Nuke.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think Daredevil killed anybody.
Because Cap and Daredevil were trying to basically save him, I thought.
Yeah, Kingpin, dude, he fucked with him. He blew up his house, man. He took everything from him. He had Matt Murdock thinking Foggy was against him and everything.
Oh yeah, dude. So I can't believe like so much of this was used in season 3, and I love season 3, and of course it all comes back to the comic book. Dude,
Right.
The other thing was the art in this. All right, David Mazzucchelli, the artist from Batman Year One, dude. And again, you have to consider this was 1986. The comics still had like Marvel comics, especially, still had very much had what they called a house style, where even if you had different artists, it was kind of hard to differentiate them because they had to draw a certain way. And this just stood out to me. Like it's very different. The formatting, the panel layouts, and just the art style in general really stand out from if you look at Spider-Man from 1986. And if you look at Spider-Man from 1986, it looks the same as Spider-Man is from 1976. There wasn't a lot of evolution back then. They didn't give their artists a lot of leash to do what they wanted to do. But I think his style is he has a very realistic style. Now the coloring was different back then. They were much more limited in their color palettes. So the color doesn't help it pop as being realistic looking. But his art style is very realistic looking though, and very dynamic too.
Had you ever heard of the Gladiator guy?
No,
okay.
I don't think so.
I've heard
of. Are you talking about Nuke?
No, the guy in the one of the first issues we read. His name's Gladiator. I guess he was one of Daredevil's like first villains, but then he turned and ended up helping him later on. But
I don't remember. I know Nuke. I don't know Gladiator. I've seen Nuke.
I thought I read something where he was in.
Give me the red. Give me the red, man.
Give me the red. But I thought I read something where Gladiator was actually in the series, the MCU series. Like
he might be.
He made an appearance.
I don't remember. He's not a memorable character. If that's
Gladiator
the case.
Was played by Russell Crowe.
Yeah. I think that's right. I think that this is where I'm guessing this is where Kingpin. I haven't done the research. Becomes more of a Daredevil villain than a Spider-Man villain. Maybe Frank Miller established that before, but because Kingpin, I believe, started as a Spider-Man guy, but like this story really cements him as a Daredevil villain. I think that brutal fight scene just beats the shit out of Daredevil, even though he cracked him in the face with his baton.
Dude, Kingpin whips the shit out of Matt Murdock in this.
Dude, like beats him nearly to death.
What is up? What is up with? I guess that's his ex-girlfriend, Gloriana O'Brien or something. She's like a photographer, and like she is very determined photographer. Like she's in a cell where one of the informants gets murdered,
and she's shot.
She's just taking pictures while the gunman is still killing the informant and about to kill everyone in there. And she's like, "I will not drop the camera. I'm getting all of this." I was like, "Wow, okay."
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess that was one of Matt's old flames. And that was another thing in the comic. Like, she had broken up. Like, after everything that was going on, like, Matt's life is falling apart. He's on the phone with the IRS. His assets are freeze. And, like, at the same time, like, Gloriana's breaking up with them on the answering machine. So, like, everything is just culminating. And it's just one big Matt, you're fucked event. I like Ben Urich too, the reporter.
Yeah,
there's a lot of him in this one.
Yeah, so I guess he knows Daredevil's identity, and then who else? Just his mom, or does his mom even know? Or they just know it's
I think she knows. I think she knows why that's who it is.
Yeah,
and then Foggy knows, right?
No, Foggy doesn't know.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No.
Not in this one.
Oh, because there was a couple references, like he wanted to say something, but he couldn't explain it fully. So I thought he already knew at this point.
No, I didn't think he knew. Because he seemed confused to why he left.
I'm still trying to find. I don't know why I can't bring this up on here.
What did you guys think of Nuke? Did you think
it was all right?
I thought it was weird. I was stunned to see him in a Daredevil comic. Like I'm only aware of him as more of a Captain America villain. I don't even know if this might have been his first appearance. I don't even know if it was, but
I I never even heard
I thought
of
it was
him.
a weird choice, but yeah, I thought it was a weird choice. I don't know what else to say about it.
I want to know what the different pills do. I want to know what the white, the blue, and the red.
Well, you definitely can't have the red. They were like, you gotta stay
Yeah,
away
you
from
ain't getting the red, buddy.
Well, he was part of Nuke was one of the only surviving members. They tried to reinitiate the program, that the Super Serum Soldier program, and I guess
Right.
Nuke was the only one that survived after
Right.
Did
they
he
tried
though?
to do. Well, I think
He's
he's
a little
dead.
bonkers.
I think he
Yeah, I mean,
eventually died at the end there. Yeah, well, you don't have Erskine anymore. You don't have the one to perfect the formula.
well, that's the thing. That's like the Hulk too. Like the Hulk came out of that. Everybody trying to do that formula and basically, missing essential shit that only Erskine was able to figure out. Damn, I'm trying to find. I could have sworn there's a part. I thought there was a part where Daredevil tried to kill Nuke, but then like the Avengers revived him or something.
Oh yeah, he was about to. He was about to kill him, and then Iron Man.
Oh, okay.
Iron Man stepped in. It's like, if you better let him go, or you're going to get
Oh
this
yeah, I forgot Iron Man was in
pulsar blast to your chest. I was surprised that the Avengers showed up. I was like, oh, this is cool. That's neat.
So let me ask. So this isn't specific to this comic, but like, what are your guys' thoughts on Daredevil's costume?
I like it. I dig it. I
think it's one of the most boring costumes in comic books.
I liked it in the show. I thought
I really like.
I like it in the show. I'm just talking about in the comic book though. It's just all red with horns is like all it is to me.
Well, originally it was yellow and black, right?
It was, which I don't know if that's better or worse. But,
well, you didn't like Wolverine's yellow?
I do like Wolverine's yellow, but I like. So there was a '90s version of Daredevil when they rebooted him or whatever. They gave him a suit, which is common. They do updated costumes, and the Daredevil fanboys hated it. It was the first time I saw a Daredevil costume where I was like, oh, that looks cool. And apparently I was in the minority though, because it was just two '90s. But yeah, it looked more like the one on the show where he had like armor plates, kind of.
Yeah.
Whereas just wearing all red is one of the reasons I didn't buy a Daredevil comic till sometime in the 2000s. Like I never bought a Daredevil comic in the 90s because I would always read in Wizard magazine about how great Daredevil is, and then I'd look at the costume and I'd be like, pass, like because that's important to me. You got to look cool, and it's just wearing all red. Like there's no other color there. So you don't break it up.
You don't like red. Is what I'm saying.
I don't like I like Deadpool because he's got black, right? It breaks it up. But when you're just wearing all red, and somehow that's to this day is the costume, and I'm like, but dude, it looks like something I made at home.
Well,
I'm just gonna wear all red.
They got rid of the devil's tail for you. I like the little devil ears. I especially like the eyes. Like
I like the ears and the eyes. I like the shadow it casts. What do they call that? The profile. But I just wish it had some dynamic, like Deadpool has the black. It doesn't necessarily serve a purpose, but just having two colors, Spider-Man red and blue, it just breaks it up. But just wearing all red, like it's just weird to me. I don't understand why people are just like, yeah, that's the costume. I'm like, I don't think it is. I don't think that's the costume. It's like the Fantastic Four costumes. The comic book fanboys, like dude, the backlash they got for that '90s costume, you would think, I don't know, you would think they added like a tail, and you know what I mean, like they just went all out with all this goofy stuff. To me, it just looked like armor. It looked, something closer to Batman, but which made sense. He's getting shot at and stuff.
What do you think of the one they had in Hawkeye?
Hawkeye. Oh wait, he was in Hawkeye,
wasn't he? Wasn't he on that rooftop scene or no?
I thought
about
that She-Hulk?
was She-Hulk.
Oh shit! Where didn't we see Charlie Cox in a new
She-Hulk?
That was She-Hulk.
Oh, where did I see his newer one? It's like
the yellow one.
Yeah, it's like brownish.
No, the yellow. They went back to the yellow in She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was She-Hulk. Okay.
Yeah. I like that because it breaks it up, but I also liked I liked again the red one, which was actually kind of more maroon. I wish they'd actually gone more red. But again, it had texture to it. it didn't just look like spandex. This is literally just looks like all red spandex. It just looks silly to me and completely out of date. I'm gonna have to find the '90s Daredevil costume. I'm gonna send it to you guys so you can tell us what you think.
Put it on the Instagram for the show or whatever.
I'm gonna just send it to you live right now.
Let our listeners see it.
Rob doesn't even
Whatever
have Instagram.
happened
What
to
was the
all
point?
your social media posts? You get any feedback?
Yeah, we get comments here and there occasionally.
I think they're actually bringing the costume back recently, but I mean, I'm sure it's temporary.
Dude, I can't wait to see him on the big screen, man. Like I freaking love the show, and I can't wait to see Charlie Cox, man.
All right, here's a shot of it. I'm gonna send you guys. That's one shot. See if I can find another one.
This is
then let me know what you.
This is not a visual medium.
I know, but I need to know what you think of the '90s costume.
Oh yeah,
I have to know.
That's pretty cool.
It's front of mind.
It's different.
I just need to know because I want some
it
validation.
Looks like fucking
damn
Captain America. Like it sounds like
black. It's black and red.
Oh, it looks dark blue to me.
No, it's black.
All right.
That might just be because of the shading, but it's black and red.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's blue.
Yeah,
that's just because of the lighting. You're not accounting for the lighting. Here's another picture, but it's actually black.
Okay.
All right, that is black. The other one's blue.
Well, again, that was due to the limited color palettes of comics. And
I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty sweet. I'll have to put that on the Facebook
I think that's
page.
pretty cool.
Which would you prefer to see?
Well, I mean, come on, dude.
I don't care.
That one's fucking awesome.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it cooler? Okay,
I mean, it's better than plain. Like if you're gonna do some, obviously, plain color is not going to be the best.
Right.
You know, you do want some kind of deviation.
I was just stunned by how much hate that costume got. And I'm like, why? This looks so much better than his red pajamas.
Because it's not the original, man.
Right. It's not the original. It's like, dude, not everybody has a Spider-Man level original costume where it's just, they got it 100% right out of the gate. They didn't get it 100. Like, look, that's the thing. That's not even Daredevil's original costume. His original one was yellow. So it's weird that they care more about this costume. Like, it's not the original though. His original one was yellow. So why can't we do black and red? What's wrong with black and red? And it's just red.
People like what they like. What do you think of Daredevil overall as a character, as a hero?
I think he's great. You know, he's kind of like a ground level Batman, you know, without all the resources. I think it's an interesting dichotomy that he's also a lawyer who defends these people, you know. Like,
yeah. I do like the fact, like how he can hear people lying. You know, he can hear their heartbeat change and stuff. I like that part.
The only thing I don't like all the Catholic nonsense, but that's just because I hate religion. I hate Catholicism. But I mean, it's part of his character though. So it's not, I don't know that it's something to get rid of. That's definitely one of the few comic characters out there where religion is a part of the character, you know, where it really plays a huge part in what he does and why he does it and all that kind of stuff. But I still don't like it.
Did you read any Daredevil comics when the Batman or Ben Affleck movie came out? Had you read any Daredevil before that?
I don't know if it was before or after, but I have some. So Brian Michael Bendis did a run that everybody was raving about, and I read some of that and I really liked it. And then I forget who followed him, and I read some of that and I actually really liked it too. But I don't remember. It was in the 2000s. I don't remember when the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie came out though. So I can't say if it was before.
What did you think of that movie when it came out?
I thought it was goofy. Jon Favreau was Foggy Nelson though.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my God, I forgot.
I thought casting Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin was fantastic.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
That
was a fan. Like he was so perfect. You know, where are you going to find a guy as big as Kingpin? Like that's the only guy.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. I need to rewatch it. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't great though either.
What did you think of Bullseye?
Who was that? Colin Farrell Bullseye?
I think so.
I didn't care for the fact that he didn't have a mask on, that he had that weird bullseye carved into his forehead. It's like that. I thought that was stupid. I was like, just let him have a costume. Give him a fucking costume. I hated back then, like before Iron Man, pre-Iron Man, but post X-Men, they were always doing like these half-ass costumes, like they'd let one person have a costume and then they spend half the movie with it off or whatever, with the mask off, that kind of stuff. I thought the costume actually looked pretty sweet in that. It looked like red, like bondage gear almost, like leather fetish bondage gear. But it did look, they did the mask right. They did the red eyes, so the mask looked cool. Ben Affleck got in really good shape.
For some reason, like he's on a teeter totter, and that's all that sticks out in my memory. Like, do you remember that? It's like him and like
vaguely.
It was like him and Elektra on a teeter totter or something, right?
So yeah, the love story. They were trying to do the whole Elektra thing, which I've never been. Everybody acts like that's a great storyline. I've never been into the Elektra love story thing. It never resonated with me. You know what I remember liking about the Daredevil movie is I liked the courtroom stuff. That was like my favorite stuff in the movie, was when they did the courtroom shit.
Yeah, well, I definitely love it.
But I don't handle the truth.
Out of order, I'll show you out of order.
Definitely wasn't on that level, but I do need to revisit it. I think I have it on DVD somewhere. I don't have it digitally. I should buy it.
Now I have come to the crossroads.
So Born Again, basically that's literally what it's about. Is Matt Murdock is torn down, has to find himself again, find his motivation.
Gets stabbed by Santa Claus at one point.
He gets stabbed in the back by Karen Page. That's probably like the most brutal part. But then he forgives her. Which is good though. I mean, that's his character. Makes sense, but basically they tear this dude down and then he's born again and he's like, you know what? I'm not going to take this shit. And he comes back and exonerates himself.
Rob, if I sold you out because I was a heroin addict, would you help me out or would you just leave me go?
No, I'd stab you like Santa Claus.
I would probably hire a nuke to kill you. That would be my go-to.
Give him the red.
Definitely hire Nuke and have him killed.
Yeah, that's he's a very selfless person.
The era it's from, it's like it's a 4-star comic though. Like I don't know why I was stunned. It's Frank Miller in his heyday.
It was really,
and he does such a great job with ground level heroes, like Batman and Daredevil, where there's so much human element. All that stuff with Foggy Nelson in court was great. His defense and all that stuff. And there's I don't know, half of this, a third of this, Daredevil's not even in costume,
Yeah.
Like I don't want to say, it's not that he's barely in it. There's tons of fighting. But there's a lot of it, especially early on where he's not, he's not in his Daredevil suit.
I thought he did a great job. He's telling like 3 different storylines, but it's all in one page,
right? Like
one comic page. And he would rework that throughout the series. And I mean, it was a masterful job of storytelling.
So good.
He's very good. It was a great comic.
Yeah. He really revitalized Daredevil.
I see why Frank Miller is so, like, everybody likes his stuff.
You got to read something called Dark Knight Returns. It's really good.
He did. He didn't like it.
I read it. That was the one he didn't read. He was like, I couldn't get into it. I read
some of it. Most of it.
But that was that's like my go-to book when I'm trying to get people in the comics is Dark Knight Returns. But yeah, this makes you really like Daredevil. It's weird because I've never been a Daredevil fan, but like when I'm reading it, I'm like, I could be a Daredevil fan, and then when I'm done, I'm like, nah. But I mean, I don't know.
It was a good story, man. I mean, you had Karen betraying him, you had Kingpin fucking with him the whole time, you had him dealing with his own issues. He's like, Jesus, I mean, why do I even do this? And then his mom's a nun. And his mom, he's got the whole religious thing, the Catholic guilt angle, about everything. And again, he's not Bruce Wayne. He's a lawyer that, from what I could tell, mostly works pro bono.
Yeah. He don't make money. He's not a big time lawyer.
Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he just does the right thing. He likes
That's the
helping
right, and
people.
that's why he's a hero. He's concerned about others more than himself.
Yeah, and he's even trying to help, him and Cap. They're even trying to help that dude that was just murdering people in the streets. Like,
Right.
still trying to help him. Like, yeah, he's fucked up vet, Dude, he was just, dude. They were like, Frank Miller was describing like babies gurgling, gasping for breath on their own, like they had just got shot and taken. I was like, this is too descriptive. I got to put this book down right now.
Yeah, he's just rampaging through with an M60,
right?
just like mowing motherfuckers down,
tearing up freaking Hell's Kitchen. It was intense, man. It's a good comic. I can see why that person I was listening to said they really liked it.
Would this make you keep reading Daredevil?
I mean, yeah, as long as Frank Miller's attached to it.
Well, so you still find like Moon Knight a more interesting character then? Or is it a costume thing? Moon Knight looks cooler.
No, Moon Knight looks cooler to me. Like this was a really good story. I've read a couple good stories of Moon Knight, but overall, it's not on that level of Frank Miller.
So are you like me then? Do you think you'd read more Daredevil if he looked cool? Is that what's holding us back?
I think he looks fine. It's not. I don't know.
That's what's holding me back. I think that's one thing that, like, he just rarely looks cool to me. It's just solid red, but he's just a human wearing red. So I think that's what keeps me from being like a true Daredevil fan.
Now that I think of it, the looks are really a main motivator,
Because think about this is better than any Moon Knight story you read. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
But you'd rather read Moon Knight because Moon Knight looks fucking sweet.
Yeah. I mean, I just read an issue. I think I told you already where him and Venom are in midair, like swinging through or like going through the city. He's flying, Venom swinging, and it just looks so fucking cool, man. And that's
the thing. Comics are a visual medium, so there's nothing wrong with that. That's especially back in the 90s. That's how I pick comics. But the fact that like I think that's why I can't. I'm just not a Daredevil fan, even though like the stuff I've read, I've enjoyed almost all of it. And then I'm like, I
got to be honest. Like cool. This last writer, I think McKay is his name, Jed McKay or something. I forget, but it's mediocre. It's not great. It's fine. It's just not great,
Right.
So
so I think character design matters when it comes. For me, it matters a lot. It's a visual medium. You got to grab me with your character design, and if you do that, like, I'm halfway there. If you just tell a decent story, that's why I read Spawn for so long. Spawn was never like a good story, but he looked so fucking cool. Dude, the art was so cool. I didn't care. Same with Venom. Dude, the stories were like never good. The Venom stories were never good. Spawn at least skewed to be more mature. It was very bloody and super violent because McFarlane was off the leash. He didn't have to do what Marvel wanted. So you got like these super violent stories, but they were never like really good stories for the most part. And then Venom stories were fucking terrible back in the day, but he looked so fucking cool. Like, here, take my money. Yeah. That's all, you know what I mean? That's all it was. It was just like,
dude, when I set up that Moon Knight Hot Toys, dude, I immediately texted you the picture and then I immediately put it on our Facebook page. I was like, this is the coolest fucking character ever, man.
And it does look cool. It's so like, that's why I love these collectibles. Maggie makes fun of me, but I come over to this area and I just stare at my stuff almost every day. I just come and stare. I'll just look at it. I'll shine a light on it. I'll dust it a little bit. And I got stuff over here. I got stuff over there you can't see, but I'll just stare at my stuff. I was just like, behold, my stuff.
My stuff.
And I just love it. And I like the main thing with Batman, he just fucking looks cool. It's one of the most absurd, most unrelatable characters as he, just victimizes poor people. But he looks fucking cool, man, and he's got cool stories. I can't help it.
Yeah, I love like those stories, like you said, like this story that we just read. That was the main part of season 3 or whatever. Like these stories come to life. Like you can't ask for anything else, man. It's great.
But when they lift the right stuff from the comics and put it together, like that's what makes me happy, because they lifted stuff from the Garth Ennis Punisher comics, and some of it worked, but like they were missing so much of it that they missed the heart of it. and it just didn't work. It didn't matter that they lifted. Oh, we got the Russian, and we're doing the, we're bringing in this gang from this Punisher comics. Like, no, you got to do the whole story. You got to do the story. Story elements matter.
Have you noticed Ahsoka comics, or does Dave Filoni keep that close to his chest?
I don't know. There might be a Ahsoka comic. There's a lot of Star Wars spin-off comics. There's a Mandalorian comic. However, it is literally an adaptation of the TV show. I bought the first 2 issues, realized it is literally just it's not its own story. It's not a prequel. It's not a sequel. It's not a side story. It's just the TV show in comic book form. I'm like, I don't fucking need this. This is some cash-in bullshit. The art looks great, but I know this story. I've watched this 100 times.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I give this story 4 stars. Art is amazing. That was the other thing too. Reading it on a tablet really kind of blows out the colors. Like I think this probably looked better on newsprint. Not blows them out, but like they're like oversaturated is what they are actually. Like very, very deep.
Where do you hit on the Marvel app to get the pages? Is it the right top corner to get it to be in like where you can flip through the pages? Because I was trying to go back.
I double tap on the center, but not on the picture above it. I double tap.
It's the center.
That's what I do.
I couldn't find the spot. I gave up. I was trying
to go. You want to go full page?
I was trying to go back and check something, and I couldn't get the goddamn page.
Yeah, I just tap the center, and then it'll kind of bring up a little menu, and then you can swipe, and there'll be a little bar at the bottom.
I might have been tired. I gave up.
Right in the middle.
I was like, fuck it. I guess I won't go back.
Right. So Rob's in panel mode. He's trying to go through each panel.
I was trying to get to panel mode. DC was the DC app is much better than the Marvel app. Marvel app is crap.
I think the Marvel app's fine. You tap to get to bring up kind of like a little menu so you can go to different pages and swipe through faster. You double tap and you'll get the panel to panel mode.
Done that so I can look at it because I can't see it.
And then if you double tap again, it should take you back to just page view.
I could get the bigger one. I couldn't get the page view. Where I could go back.
I think you just have to double tap
because I wanted to check something. I was like, "Did that happen?" And I gave up. I was like, "Fuck it."
If you're in panel view, just double tap it, and then it should go back to page view.
All right.
All right. This has been Boomer Corner.
Yeah.
Hey, give him a break. He's trying.
I read the goddamn
thing. All right. So I'm going to pick out something for next week. What are we? Oh, we're watching
He-Man.
Something.
We already did it.
You said you want to do Masters of the Universe.
No.
We did that too.
No, we did
Rob said you want to do a horror movie.
Yeah.
Piss off.
One day we are going to watch Hereditary.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Is it scarier than Sinister?
I don't know if it's scarier, but it's disturbing. I'll say it's disturbing. I like disturbing movies. I don't like your basic jump scare horror movies. That's fucking baby shit.
Well, Sinister was disturbing.
Okay, well this is a little more disturbing.
Oh, so worse. Thanks.
Or better. Just to, it's all about perspective.
Okay.
Rob's just staring at the scene. We're not gonna do Hereditary. I'll wait till October.
So
then it's all horror movies, baby.
One that my brain makes my limbs spasm at night. Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Thanks.
Right. Let's see, I got a lot of stuff on here. Woo.
Hey, we gotta start reading shitty comics too, because we keep giving everything like 4 stars.
I'm okay with promoting the 4-star shit. I love promoting quality shit.
No, let's just read something bad.
I don't want to read something bad. Like my time is more valuable than that.
I do.
I don't like it.
I got a whole book of bad comics.
What, The Flash?
No. Shut your fucking mouth. I forget what it is. It's like an encyclopedia of comics that didn't make it or something.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
What to pick?
One of these comics is Mother Hubbard.
What?
That's what the comic says.
That can't be right.
Our heroine appeared in a few more comics, but those stories
All right.
were reprinted.
Let me ask, because I genuinely don't. I know we didn't do this on the show, but I can't remember. Did you guys watch the Sandman series?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you both watched it for real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, we
I
talked
was
That's
watching
crazy.
it before you guys were.
We talked about it on the podcast.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. I believe you. I just don't remember.
You
All
went
right,
you went to read the comic and you're like, I can't read it. Like, I'm not finished.
the comic. I don't know why it bored me.
Yeah, I thought it was over, and then they dropped like 2 episodes. I was like, what the frack? And one was a cartoon or something.
Yeah, the one with the cats.
Yeah, and then there was
that one sucked. Oh, let me take Sandman off.
That cat episode had more meaning than the Ahsoka fucking Anakin interaction.
All right, I'm going to pick from my list. Steve, you have Netflix again, right?
Yes.
Okay. There is a Netflix series, a Netflix Transformer series.
oh fuck. Let's watch Midnight Run. I don't want to fucking watch another guy.
Much to discuss there. It's
Transformers.
just a fun movie.
Jesus Christ. I watched that stupid Beast movie.
I'm kind of with Rob. Do you got anything else? I don't want to watch Transformers.
I'd rather watch like
wait a minute. Now we have to watch it.
This is good, man.
This is good.
I don't want to sit through 13 episodes of fucking Transformers.
Don't have to sit through 13 episodes.
Jesus.
Let me look and see.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Yeah, let's watch a fucking movie, man.
Beast movie. That's an hour and a half.
The Beast movie sucked. This is
through 13 goddamn
I want you to
episodes.
watch something
that
would show you what the movies should be. Like what Transformers fans
I already know what they
should
should be.
Yeah, we already know. They should be better. Let's watch Bad Boys.
They should be better. They should be better. Let me see. It's 6 episodes.
You said you had a long list. What happened to the long list?
It's 6 episodes, and they're 24 minutes each.
All right, fine.
Let's watch
6, and it's
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. All right. Here's the name. Feel free to text me. It's called Transformers: War for Cybertron Siege. All right. The reason the siege part is important is because this is a 3-part series. So Siege is the beginning. It's 6 episodes. Each season is basically so there's like Siege.
Then we're gonna do.
There's Earthrise. I forget what the other ones are. But watch Siege. That is the what are the other ones called? There's Earthrise. And there's another one. Kingdom. So it goes Siege, Earthrise, Kingdom. We're just watching Siege. That's the only one we're watching. And
did you want us?
I think
more until we were salty about this pick.
What's that?
Did you want us to watch them all before we got salty about this pick?
No, I just want you guys to. I don't need you to watch them all. I just want you to experience a good Transformers property that does exist outside, like the Michael Bay universe. Like, I think you'll actually like it. I'm very like. This is why you have to watch it now, because you don't want to. You already have preconceived notions about it. This is fantastic. This is a great social experiment. We go
from Mattel to fucking Hasbro. That's fucking fantastic.
That's right.
Motherfucker. You got.
I don't know. I feel like. Why is this upsetting? I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm with Rob. I think we reached the point where we all need to pick something. Like one time it's Rob, then it's me, then it's you. Then it's...
Well, what are your suggestions?
Well, I picked Born Again, so I'm done.
Born Again. What the hell?
What we just read.
Comic. Oh, I was like, what movie is that?
Oh my god. So I think it should be Rob's turn next week.
Rob's turn next week. All right.
No, I'm not.
I was going to ask him what do you want to watch this week.
No, Rob has to pick a comic.
I don't care.
Oh, Rob has to pick a comic?
Oh, fuck.
He doesn't know any comics.
Well, that's great. That's perfect. He can pick whatever character he wants.
He can pick a movie or a show.
I'm going to open up the app. I'm going to see what they recommend, and that's what I'm going to pick.
We're going to end up reading something called Aaron the Aardvark, because it's going to be the first fucking thing on there. He's just going to be like, Aaron the Aardvark. That's what we're reading.
There's a comic named A.
I just love, so you guys don't want to watch, like, what's your beef with Transformers?
I'm just tired of fucking cartoons. I want to watch a fucking movie. That's
so you don't like animation? Animation is bad?
I do, just not all the time.
You can watch it with your kids.
Rob watches animation all the time.
I do.
He loves DC animated stuff.
I do.
This, this help. It's CGI. It's all CG.
So it's like
And it
Final
looks great.
Fantasy. Oh, it looks good. Never mind.
It looks it came out about 3 years ago, and because they're all robots, it's very easy to make them look cool because they're not organic. So that everybody actually looks really cool.
All right, and then next week we'll do a comic based upon a toy.
No, you're picking a comic
and
next
then we'll
week.
have another toy.
You have a whole week to pick a comic, Rob.
So yeah, I'm very excited for this. I love the fact that everybody's like boo, boo hiss. So yeah, Transformers: War for Cybertron, Siege. It's on Netflix.
Why do I do
6
this
episodes.
podcast? There's nothing I like. I don't like comics. I don't like scary movies. That pretty much puts me out of this, right?
Yeah, you should stop.
What is your motivation?
I just like you guys. That's it. That's the only reason I do this fucking comic, because
isn't
none
that
of the
reason
source
enough?
material.
I was going to say that's a good reason.
That's why I look for. I mean, dude, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that I have to force you guys that I can, because I trap Maggie. Like, I'll start talking about nerdy shit, and she's like, "Oh no!" Like, if we're in the car, she's like, "Oh no, there's nothing I can do. I have to hear him talk about Star Wars for this whole trip now." So now I get to talk about it with you guys. And sometimes you guys are actually into the subject matter. So that makes it better. But yeah, I just look forward to doing the podcast because I just like talking to you guys. It's like mandatory friend time. It's like poker night, but we don't live anywhere near each other.
At some point, you keep picking this shit, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to question our friendship.
You haven't even watched this. You don't know what it is. I love it. I think you'll be surprised. I could be wrong. You might hate it. I think you'll be surprised by this show.
We just did one.
And also remember, I can't stress this enough. If you watch it and you don't like it, don't continue to watch it. Don't keep watching it. I don't care. I'd rather you watch an episode and be like, this is not for me. I get the gist of it. I'm not interested. I don't care. You're not going to lose friend points or whatever the fuck.
I enjoyed playing Transformers when I was a kid.
Well, this is something that can be done with the property, done by people who actually like the property, not like Kevin Smith with He-Man.
I don't have a big Transformer behind me statue.
I have a tiny. Where's my Optimus Prime? Hang on, I got one.
I'd rather watch the GoBot movie.
No, you would not. GoBots are now part of the Transformers universe. Hasbro bought that license years ago.
Good Lord. And there we are.
So, dude, I love the dissension. I think this will make for a good conversation. It might end a friendship. We'll find out next week. Tune in. Will the Rocco Isley bond hold strong? Is this the end of Steve Reads a Comic? Stay tuned, true believers.
I like the punishment.
I don't mind it.
All right, we'll be back next week.
I just want a fucking movie.
Ciao.
Damn it.